In this video, I'm gonna go over what keyboards I have and how I use them. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Recently, I was asked what is the difference between the keyboards I have in my studio? And to me, that seemed like kind of a straightforward, obvious answer, but then I thought about it a little bit more and maybe it isn't so obvious. I mean, a keyboard / MIDI controller does kind of the same thing, right? So I figured I'd make a quick video talking about the keyboards that I own and how I use them and what I use them for. And before we dive into this video, please like this video, subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow a ton and I truly appreciate it. Also, if you want to continue to support the channel, there are links below for discounts and other things like that, like my music, my website, etc., etc. All right, we're gonna start with the keyboard that I use the most, and that is the M-Audio Axiom 61. I think I'm saying that right. Axiom, A-X-I-O-M. This keyboard is a little bit older, but it still works like it's brand new. It has some faders that you can program. It has some pads that you can use that I actually use somewhat often. It's got knobs that you can twist for things, and it's got your standard pitch and modulation wheel as well. This keyboard is my main keyboard. It is powered via USB, and the reason I like to have this in front of me is it doesn't take up too much real estate. 61 keys is pretty much all I need, and I can always transpose up or down if I need to. It's also very, very lightweight, which is part of the reason it became my main go-to keyboard. My old go-to keyboard was just very, very heavy. And if you see my desk that I've made for $100, it can hold weight, but I figured I might as well drop the overall weight of my keyboard just to be a little bit safe. Also, this keyboard does not have weighted keys, which there are pros and cons to. So that is my main keyboard / MIDI controller that I use for a lot of my songwriting. All right, now we're switching gears over to my old main keyboard, and that is the Yamaha SO8. I have had this thing for a long time. I purchased it when I was very young. I was super excited, paid a bunch of money for it, and now it just kind of sits and gathers dust. And the reason it gathers dust is not because it's not a good keyboard, it's because I've been using the 61 key in front of me more. This one I have particularly mostly for the weighted keys. This is the only keyboard I have in my studio where the keys are actually weighted. So if I'm wanting to really get in there and feel the weight of the keys and kind of have more, work on the minutia on a line, I'll then switch over to this Yamaha SO8. This keyboard weighs a bajillion pounds, seemingly, or at least compared to the 61 key that I use as my main keyboard. This keyboard is also connected via MIDI to my rig setup. It is actually the only one I use MIDI for. I really don't use any of the built-in sounds on it. It has quite a few, but just a lot of the plugins these days just sound much better. So my Yamaha SO8 I use strictly for the weighted keys to kind of get that feel. All right, and on to my last keyboard / MIDI controller that you've probably seen a video or two on already. It's the Akai LPK25. This thing is a mini keyboard. It comes in incredibly handy. I like to take it with me when I travel because it slides right into my backpack. It is powered off USB, which is why it comes in so handy when I do take it traveling because I don't need a power supply for it. And while making that point, the 61 key keyboard is also powered via USB, no power supply on that one either. So the M-Audio and the Akai both are connected to my recording rig via USB only, and there are no power supplies needed for either of those. So the Akai LPK25, this thing comes in really handy, especially in like group settings. When maybe there's someone who's not a traditional piano player, but they got some ideas they want to try or an idea they want to just throw out into the room. I have this keyboard kind of sitting off to the side. They can walk right up. It's always plugged in and they can just, try those lines. So it's really great for traveling and group songwriting. And my favorite thing about it is it's so cheap. I'm not afraid to kind of bang it up when I'm traveling. So those are kind of my layouts for my keyboards and what I use them for. I got 3 of them, one with weighted keys, one that's great for traveling, and one that's kind of my main keyboard I use for all my songwriting. I've absolutely thought about upgrading them, but I just don't have the need for that yet. Since everything is controlled in the box when it comes to a lot of the plugins, I just feel like as long as they work, that's all that I really need. And they all work perfectly fine right now. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what keyboards you have in your studio or keyboard. Do you like them? Do you hate them? How do they work with your rig? Let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions, also comment below. I'll do my best to answer them. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, see you later.